Leah here from leahfirsci.com/MCAT, and in this video I will show you how to quickly and easily multiply and divide numbers by a factor of 10 without a calculator. You can find my entire series on doing MCAT Math without a calculator by visiting my website leahfirsci.com/MCAT Multiplying and dividing by factors of 10 will come up again and again in your MCAT practice, in questions relating to everything from unit conversions to general math. Multiplying and dividing by 10 is a fun way to do math in your head, and 10 comes up in a lot of questions, from converting something like grams to kilograms, solving gravitational acceleration questions, and so much more. Or say your number does not have a factor of 10, round it to the nearest 10 and then apply the tricks. Why? Because it's easier and faster than doing it the long way. Now, before I show you how to find the solution of 3.47 times 1,000 in under 5 seconds, let's do a fun exercise. Say I ask you to perform the calculation of 2.3 times 10 in your head. Some of you can do it, others will look at me like I'm crazy. Now, maybe I am, but that's not the topic for today. If you got it, great. If not, let's try this quick exercise. If I ask you 1 times 10, I hope you know that the answer is 10. If you didn't, you need to download my MCAT Math Guide by visiting my website, leahfirsci.com/MCAT Math. Now, if I ask you to do 2 times 10, the answer is 20. If I ask you to do 3 times 10, the answer is 30. These are simple equations, but I want you to focus not on the answer, but think about what you did. You had a number, and you multiplied it by 10, so all you did was add a 0. We took the number 3, we added the 0, that's how we got 30. Now what if I ask you to do 23 times 10? Once again, all I do is add a 0. That gives me 230. In other words, to multiply any number by 10, all you have to do is add a 0. So what if I ask you to do 2.3 times 10? Well, we can't really add a 0 because we have a decimal. So let's revisit the initial trick. When we added a 0, all we really did was move the imaginary decimal at the end of the number over 1 space to the right. Starting with 1, we moved it over, that gave us 10. 2 gave us 20, 3 gave us 30, and 23 gave us 230. So if the decimal is not invisible, the same trick applies. Take that decimal, move it over 1 space to the right, and 2.3 now becomes 23. Let's crank it up a notch. What if I ask you to solve 37 times 100? We're not dealing with 10, now we're dealing with 100, which is 10 times 10. Anytime you have the number 1 followed by zeros, that number is simply 1 times 10 again and again until it equals the number of zeros that you have. Looking at the number 100, we have 2 zeros. That means we're multiplying by 2 factors of 10. So we'll take that imaginary decimal at the end of the number and move it over 2 spaces, 1 for each 0, giving me an answer of 3,700. Now let's revisit our initial question. This may show up as part of a larger question asking you to convert 3.47 kilograms into grams. So we take our initial value of 3.47 kilograms. I'm writing this out to show you, but I want you to set this up mentally. Knowing that there are 1,000 grams in every kilogram, we set it up so that kilograms can cancel, and now our equation is simply 3.47 times 1,000. 1,000 has 3 zeros, which means we move the decimal 3 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, giving us an answer of 3470. This example, when done in your head, should take you under 5 seconds. Now let's say we want to divide numbers by a factor of 10. If multiplying by 10 means you move the decimal to the right, then dividing by 10 means you move your decimal to the left. Let's start simple. 30 divided by 10, we take that decimal, move it 1 space to the left, that gives us 3. Given 470 divided by 100, 100 has 2 zeros, so we take the decimal, move it 2 spaces to the left, that gives us 4.7. Now what if you're starting with a decimal? Say you have 0.53, and you want to divide this by 1,000. For example, you have 0.53 grams and you want to turn this into kilograms. We have 3 zeros. Dividing by 1 and 3 zeros means move the decimal 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. Be very careful to count your zeros here. The answer is 0.00053. You'll probably see this in scientific notation, and that's something I will cover in a future video. Now what if the example given isn't as clean, meaning you don't see the 10 as obvious? So let's make up a number. Say we have 3.29, and we want to multiply this by 9.73. Well, 9.73 is very close to 10, and on the MCAT, close enough is good enough. 9.73 is 10. That means we move the decimal one space to the right, giving me an answer of 32.9. Remember, the choices on the MCAT won't be very, very close to each other because they're testing your ability to do the right kind of math and give you wrong answers that are simply all over the place, allowing you to rule out anything that is way too far off from the number that you got. Be sure to join me in the next video where I take this concept to the next level, showing you how to quickly multiply and divide numbers using the factor of 10 trick when you can't even round your number to the nearest 10.
Are you stuck on a specific MCAT topic? I offer private online tutoring where I focus on your needs to strengthen your individual weaknesses. Tutoring details can be found using the link below or by visiting my website, layatforsi.com/MCAT-tutor. Are you overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information required for the MCAT? Are you worried that lack of a proper study plan and low MCAT score will prevent you from getting into medical school? My new ebook, The MCAT Exam Strategy, a 6-week guide to crushing the MCAT, will help you formulate a concrete study plan by helping you figure out where you stand now, identify your goals, and figure out what it takes to reach them. And it's yours free when you sign up for my email newsletter at MCATexamstrategy.com. By signing up for my email newsletter, you'll also be the first to know when I have new videos, MCAT study guides, cheat sheets, tips, and so much more. The link again, MCATexamstrategy.com.